Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your April 2019 mid-month general readings. We're looking at the remainder of April, the last half of April 2019. Thanks for joining us today. Welcome to any first-timers and newcomers. Welcome back, any followers and subscribers, and thank you for taking the time to tune in today and for sending in all your support, feedback, and comments. Like, share, subscribes. Always appreciated. Thank you. And a big note of gratitude to all of my clients out there as well, regular and new clients, for keeping me so busy with personal one-on-one readings. Always an honor and a pleasure to read for you. If any of you are interested in setting up a personal reading with me, live or recorded, you can get more info and contact details by clicking on the description link below, and you can also go to my YouTube channel's homepage, click on the About button. Feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I'd be so very happy to work with you. I can usually respond to your initial inquiry within the same day or the first 24 hours with more info. I do a wide variety of readings in all areas of life. And scheduling readings, is the timing is pretty good too. I do readings full-time, 5 to 6 days a week. It is all that I do. So I'm pretty diligent at working with both your schedule and mine to get you readings as quickly as possible. So if you're interested, send me an email. We'll go from there. All right, let's get right into this reading. This is for the Earth sign of Taurus for the remainder of April 2019. Let's see what's in store for our beautiful bulls. Taurus, April 2019, mid-month. Okay, Taurus, we begin with the Six of Swords, healing, always a good way to start, followed by the Three of Wands. We have the Queen of Cups, followed by the Queen of Wands. And from the bottom of the deck, your overall energy, your crowning card representing overall energy and focus and guidance is the Lovers. I'm not laughing at you, Taurus. Well, I am, but not in a mean or malicious way. Only because we have two queens showing up here, which are going to mean different things to everybody. We always suggest that if you know your rising sign, your moon sign, your Venus sign, to watch those two, because they can always provide additional clarification, because this is a general reading. There's many of you watching and everybody's story is different, so this is going to resonate a little differently. But the reason I was chuckling a bit is because the Lovers, your overall focus for the remainder of April, can represent a pretty karmically connected, passionate relationship or romantic relationship. Doesn't have to be that nature of the relationship, but it often is when the Lovers comes up. And it also represents making a choice. In the early tarot decks, this was actually called the Choice. It wasn't called the Lovers. And it showed a man standing in front of two women, the implication being that he was going to have to make a choice, and that choice was going to significantly impact the lives of everyone involved, as of course it would. That is not to say that every time the Lovers card comes up, or that, you know, any of you Tauruses, and certainly not all of you, are making a choice between two people. But the reason I chuckled is because it sometimes can represent needing to make a decision within a third-party situation, and there are two queens that have showed up here. But we can just look at the energetic, you know, the energy of the cards themselves too. So the Lovers can be representing that the focus for the remainder of April is needing to make a choice, a pretty significant choice, because this is major arcana cards, and it can be about a relationship, a significant relationship or two for some of you, or making a decision in another area of your life that will significantly impact your primary or main relationship. So that's the overall energy and focus for the remainder of April. So around the middle of the month, the third week or so, although of course time is always kind of fluid and tricky, and never more so than a general reading, because it's not going to be the exact same timing for all of you, and it's not going to resonate in the exact same way. But around the middle of the month, third week or so, we have the Six of Swords and the Three of Wands. So this is very nice energy. I like seeing this. The Six of Swords is a card of healing, peace, restoration. If you could see the water behind the boat, choppy, wavy, turbulent, representing what you're moving away from, maybe a challenging time, a difficult time, a painful time even, and you're moving into a time that is more peaceful, serene. There is a strong energy of healing, and healing means that something happened. There was some kind of injury or surgery or something of that sort, And healing, especially in the initial days, can have good days and bad days, up and down days. But the healing process overall gets better and better as you move through it. So it's transitional energy. You've left the worst behind you, or the most challenging aspects of whatever this is behind you. You're not quite to the other shore and on solid ground yet, but you are definitely moving towards that. It's a very peaceful card. Sometimes it carries a little bit of a painful twinge or nostalgia, but again, healing often does that. The swords represent Swords is governed by the element of air, and in the tarot, this is energy of the mind, mental, cerebral, intellectual energy, our thoughts, words, ideas, how we look at things, belief systems, because what we think and hear directly affects the way that we see the world, relate to the world, and communicate to the world, people in the world as well, our own words, ideas, and feelings. So swords is about what goes on up in our heads, truth, education, higher education, learning, illumination. Sometimes the Six of Swords can and should imply that what you're also taking with you from whatever challenge or painful experience has been, or challenging experience or chaotic time, you are taking your thoughts with you. But lessons learned as well, I'm getting from this. The interesting thing, I was just getting something. You know, different times in different readings, I notice different things on the cards because, you know, it's spirit, you know, sending messages that somebody needs to hear. This long pole, which she's using to propel her canoe, propel her forward, propel her through the healing process, I feel is a determination. I feel like this pole, Taurus, is your determination, which is kind of an earth element of your own because you're an earth sign. Your determination to move through whatever this challenging, move through and away whatever this challenging situation is. And I feel like a lot of you are have genuinely learned lessons and are still in the process of learning lessons, and that's what's actually propelling you forward as well. That combined with your determination is the pole by which you're using to propel yourself forward, because it takes a certain amount of effort to use this pole to propel this canoe through the water. And it also implies that the water itself is not all that deep, because the pole actually goes down to through the water itself and touches down at the bottom and uses that to push you continuously. So it's about, there's a certain amount of effort that still needs to be maintained to move through this healing process. Now, it was an interesting message I got, but somebody needed to hear that. Taking your determination and your lessons learned to help move you forward too. Now the Six of Swords is paired with the Three of Wands, clarified by the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is about forward progress and growth as well. It's still early on in the path, we're only at the 3, but it does represent work that's already been done. The 2 wands behind him and the one that he's holding on to represent some groundwork, initial footwork that has been done, some work that's already been put into this moving through this healing process, moving away from whatever the chaos or turbulence or imbalance in your life was, and looking forward and beginning to see small manifestations, positive manifestations towards a positive future goal. It's a card of waiting for your ships to come in to see what's on those ships, and the 3 represents that you've already done some work to send those ships out, and you're waiting to see what they've brought back, and you're feeling positive. It's a card of growth, of growing, and of growth. It represents, like, if you have one big visual long-term goal, the Three of Wands represents that you're starting to see the smaller goals being met, you know, seeing the small goalposts being met and realized while you're working towards a bigger goal down the road. So it looks like, again, some effort and intention has been put into whatever the healing process is for you, whatever it is that you're moving away from. And again, for some of you, it might be in the romantic relationship area of your life, could be in the work career area of your life. It's definitely, if it's not about a significant primary relationship, Taurus, it's definitely one where your primary relationship or a primary important relationship is definitely being affected by this, and there's a choice that needs to be made. Now we come to the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands. Now, for those of you for whom this is, you know, romantic situation, this choice could literally be between two people, a Queen of Cups or a Queen of Wands, male or female. And they're both queens, but they're very different sort of individuals, because the Queen of Cups is water energy, and this is more emotional, watery, fluid energies of the heart, relationships, love. She's a very loving, nurturing, giving sort of person, always knows the right thing to say. Very balanced emotionally, though, doesn't necessarily wear her emotions on her sleeve because she's a queen, so she's reached a point of self-control and mastery. But definitely a very nurturing, emotionally sensitive, and in tune and intuitive sort of person. On an energetic level, the Queen of Cups represents, needing to stay balanced with within your own emotions, and needing also to make sure to check with your emotions and feelings about how you feel about something before proceeding forward. Now, it's accompanied by the Queen of Wands, which is fire energy. That's the element which governs this suit. So the Queen of Wands as a specific individual would represent somebody who, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius energy, Sun, Moon, or Rising. The Queen of Cups is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or people who manifest like this. Fiery, dynamic, charismatic energy, very much a go-getter sort of person, a good leader, dynamic. It's if these represent two specific people who are significant in whatever this situation is, Taurus, they are, a very different sort of personalities and very different individuals, which is, and if you're actually trying to make a choice between those two, it would be, kind of based on what kind of a relationship you want to have based on the energy between each of these people, because they're very different sort of people. You have water and you have fire, two very different elements. For others of you, the decision, again, may be about a relationship, or it might be in another area of your life and it may affect a relationship. I mean, I've seen the Lovers come up when somebody needs to make a decision about changing jobs or relocating for work, which of course would affect a significant relationship or marriage too. And the fact that these two are showing up as queens, it doesn't necessarily represent their gender, because in general readings you can't really be all that specific. So for some of you, it might be two specific individuals you're trying to make a choice between, or that are influential. I mean, one of them could be a mate, and one of them could be your mother. Just on an energy level, if they don't represent two other people, perhaps for some of you, it's only one of these queens represents an actual specific human being in the situation that you need to make a relationship choice about, and the other one could just represent the energy of the card as advice. So the Queen of Cups is about emotional stability, maintaining a sense of emotional balance, meaning that you need to touch base with how you really feel about this, and where does your feelings want to lead you, but because she's a queen and it's about staying emotionally balanced, do not let emotions be the sole factor that makes you make a life-changing or significant choice, particularly when it affects other people's lives based purely on emotion. It's about maintaining emotional balance here as you move through this healing process, particularly if this healing process, if the healing was about a relationship that had gone wrong or had gone through a lot of really difficult times. On an energetic level, the Queen of Wands represents being very proactive, moving forward in your goals. If you're in a relationship which has gone through some difficult times or is still going through a difficult time, and you're trying to make a decision on how to continue healing and moving forward in a positive way in this relationship, with the relationship in a healing mode, or even away from it, or trying to make a decision whether or not you should continue to move forward, the Queen of Wands is about being very proactive, very assertive about that. Okay, what do we need to fix this? Do we need to go to counseling? Do we need to do these things? Well, let's get started and let's actually do the work of actually doing those things as well. Excuse me. Let's pull a clarifying card for the Lovers, this relationship, decision, choice energy. What is this energy about? Oh, two just came right out. The Hierophant and the Ace of Pentacles. So the Hierophant is a card about convention, tradition, walking the path that many other people have walked in front of you, because that's just the way things are done. Organized religions, large institutions, things that are established, the tried and true, the path that a million people have walked before you, because that's just the way that they do it. It can often represent taking something to a deeper level of commitment and responsibility, sometimes marriage. The Ace of Pentacles is a practical, tangible new beginning, often one that makes a difference in your day-to-day practical life, because Pentacles is earth energy, and in the tarot, that's the energy of the structure, safety, and stability of our life, the actual structure of our life. Often money, finances, property, resources, assets, etc., things we could see and touch and feel, or the efforts and the energy we put into the things in our life which makes us feel stable and secure in the structure of our life, earth energy. Aces represent the number one, so the start of something new, the promise or potential of something, or the opportunity for a new beginning. Sometimes this is a card that comes up for moving, relocating, starting a new job, or moving and relocating in order to start a new job. You know, it's going to vary. So it looks like this choice is about, for some of you, this choice may be about whether to move the relationship to another level, maybe to get married or to move in together. Some of you, this may be an already established relationship or marriage, and you're trying to make the decision based on what is good for the stability of the marriage. Should we move? Should we relocate? Should I take this new job because it's going to affect my this primary significant relationship? Some of you may be considering, you know, getting into a home, buying your first home, or taking out a mortgage, or, you know, getting a loan, something like that, to increase the stability of the relationship. You know, doing the thing that everybody else does. So you get married, and you know, you maybe get a loan to buy a home. You know, the conventional path. You know, dating, getting engaged, getting married, getting into your first home, you know, getting your mortgage in place, you know, that sort of thing. And some of you, it might be, you know, should I take this new job? Should I take this new job with this company because it's going to add to the stability of our general life together, the general life of this relationship. Some of you, it may be whether to take the relationship to the next level, whatever that means for you, moving in together, getting married, starting a family. It could also be too with this healing energy, this healing positive energy moving forward. It could be about couples counseling or marriage therapy as well. You know, where we've made the decision to move forward and to try and heal and salvage a relationship which has had some difficulties. How do we do this in a very practical way? It could be starting couples counseling or starting marriage therapy as well. Maybe trying to make some decisions about that and around that as well. So it's going to mean a few different things, but I feel like it's still pretty positive energy. For those of you that are trying to choose between two actual people in terms of a third-party energy, I feel like the energy that you're leaning towards, or what seems to be the more influencing factor in this, would be about the earth energy aspect of this. What is, you know, maybe making the decision based on what would be the choice that would lead to the most stability, security, and maybe making it by conventional reasons, which would imply that if you're already in a relationship and you started seeing somebody else, that you should, you know, stick with the one that you originally signed on for, or at least end it in a proper way before you move on with someone else. I mean, again, it's going to mean different things to different people. Let's pull, it's kind of a bit of a tricky reading that way. Let's pull an advice card to see what's the best way for Taurus to navigate through this situation, at least for this couple of weeks period of time, the remainder of April. Advice and guidance. The Hermit. So I don't think Spirit's not advising you to make, if you can avoid it, a specific action-oriented decision for the remainder of April, because the Hermit is more about taking some time out, maybe getting away for a while, withdrawing from the situation, or as much as you can, to kind of consider, contemplate, maybe get some more advice from someone. The Hierophant can represent, you know, a priest, a mentor, a trusted friend or advisor, you know, a counselor. The Hermit can sometimes represent that as well. But what do hermits do? Hermits, monks, other monastics, what do? They retreat from the distractions of conventional day-to-day life. Why do they do that? They go away, they go on retreat, or they go, in isolation for a while. Why do they do that? They do that because they're seeking guidance. They're going within. They're meditating. They're reaching out to the universe, to God, spirit, angels, and guides. To seek out insight, clarity, solutions, and answers. They use what they receive that way in combination with their own life experience to figure out a solution and some insight and clarity, which is symbolic for this lantern that he's using to guide his way through this path. So, excuse me, Taurus, I feel like the underlying, regardless of what the specifics and details, how this resonates in your life, it looks like the underlying advice, at least for the next 2 weeks, is to take some time out from this, to withdraw from this as much as is possible for you to do. And really spend some time thinking about what the most, what path or what choice supports the most solidity, stability, and longevity of this that's coming across. And also, you may want to seek the help, some external help or advice from someone whose opinion and feedback and advice and experience that you trust in as well. So Taurus, that pretty much wraps up your April 2019 mid-month reading. I hope that you found it helpful. If you are interested in a more personal one-on-one reading with me, particularly if this resonated with you, feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I'd be most happy to work with you. You can find that info and more contact details by clicking on the description link below or the About button on my YouTube channel's homepage. I do love and romance, compatibility charting, career, work, and finance, investment readings. I offer gift readings and 6 and 12-month overviews, which take a look at what's coming in your life and all the main areas for the next 6 or 12 months, depending on how far ahead you want to look. And you can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy. And there's a few different reading options there too, but a lot of my clients find it useful, particularly for fast answers to the quick, easy, simple questions. For something in depth or something that's more complicated or you want to take a deeper look at, traditional readings are always best. So anyway, a few things to choose from. So I will see you all again, Taurus, in a couple of weeks for the May 2019 general readings. And until then, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Take care, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.